Cigarettes are not only harmful to those who use them, but also to those around them. Hello, let me introduce myself. My name is Miftah Fatikulisa. My purpose in making this video is for an English project about giving opinions. I want to share my opinion about smoking on campus area. In my opinion, strictly banning smoking on campus is a very good step and should be supported. My reasons are three. First, shared health is the most important thing. Campus is a public place that is busy. Smoke from one person can be breathed in by others, and that is dangerous for their health. The campus must be a safe and healthy place for all students, staff, and free from cigarette smoke. Second, ethic and clean lines. Smoking in just any place so be careless about clean lines. Cigarette butts are often scattered and make the campus dirty. As students, we should set a good example and keep our environment clean. Third, government rules. In many areas, there are rules that require campus to be smoke-free areas. The campus must follow these rules. Conclusion and solution. Smoking on campus is harmful to the environment and the health of other people. We need to enforce the smoke-free rules strictly. The solution is that the campus can provide special smoking areas that are hidden away and far from crowds. That way, smokers can still smoke without bothering non-smokers. The campus can also help students who want to quit smoking by providing counseling or other help. Welcome to my presentation today. The topic we will be exploring today is fundamental to communication in English. Question word. So, what exactly are question word? Question word, also known as WH word, and seek specific information. They make language interactive and informative, allowing us to clarify details about people, things, place, time, and reasons. As the name suggests, they typically start with WH, with the common exception of the word how. Without this word, our conversation would be incredibly limited. Now, let's look at the most common question word we use daily. They include who, why, what, which, where, was, when, and how. Who is used specifically to inquire about people. It helps us identify the person performing an action, known as the subject, or the person receiving the action, known as the object. Here are some examples. For the subject, who is singing? We are asked for the identity of the singer who won the prize. We want to know who the winner is. For the object, who did you see? We want to know the identity of the person seen. Or, who are you talking to? We are referring to the listener. Remember, who is always about a person. Moving on to our next question word. What is incredibly versatile? We use it to ask about object, activities, description, or identities. It's one of the most common question words in English. Let's look at some examples. Asking about things. What is your favorite food? This asks for a specific object or item. What are you reading? This asks about an ongoing activity. Asking for definition or identities. What does happy mean? Or what is photosynthesis? What covers a broad range of non-human information. Next, we focus on location with the word where. Where is all about geographical or positional information. It helps us pinpoint specific location, direction, origins, or destination. Standard examples include where do you live, which asks for your home location, or Where is the nearest bank? Which asks for a direction. We also use it in more advanced phrases, like where from, asking about your origin, or where to, asking about your destination. Where always provide a sense of place. Moving on, we have the word when. When inquiries about specific times that are temporal sequences, it can relate to the past, present, or future. Example of it use are: when is your birthday, which asks for a specific date. When did the movie start, asking for a past time. When will you call, asking about a future time. Moving on, we have the word why. Why is used to seek the cause, motive, or rationale behind action, event, or feelings. Some example illustrate this clearly. Why are you crying? Ask for the emotions reason. Why did you post this job? Seek the decision's motive. And because, which is the standard response structure when answering a why question. Which is distinct because it is used when choosing from a limited known set of options, implying a selection among specific items. Consider these examples. Which shirt do you like? Implies there are specific shirts available to choose from. Which way should we go? Implies there are two or more specific paths. It is important to note the difference from what is open-ended, what color, any color in the world, whereas which is specific, which color, red or blue, only those two options. Moving on to our next essential question word, whose. Whose indicates ownership or belonging, relating to people or things. It's a key word for determining possession. Example of how we use this include: whose car is this? Which asks who the owner of the car is. Whose idea was it to come here? Which attribute an idea to a person. Finally, we introduce how. How is extremely versatile. It explores method, amount, health, or qualities often needing modifier like much, money, or long to be more specific. Example illustrate this versatility. How are you? Is a common inquiry about health or well-being. How do you cook pasta? Ask for a specific method or process. How many apples? Ask about quantity. How tall is he? Ask for a physical description. Now that we know the individual word, let's look at the correct structure for forming question with question word using an auxiliary verb. The standard structure is very important to follow. WH plus auxiliary verb to be, do, or have, plus subject plus main verb plus question mark. This structure ensures the sentences is a grammatically correct interrogative sentence. Here are examples that follow these rules precisely. When are you leaving? Where do they live? What have they decided? Mastering a structure is key to effective communication. Let's look at WH question that use a modal verb. The structure is quite straightforward. WH word plus modal verb plus subject plus main verb plus question mark. Remember, common modal verbs include can, could, we, would, shall, should, may, might, and must. Here are 3 examples. Who would he stay with? What should I do? Why should we read books? Next, we have a simpler structure for forming question with question word, specifically when we don't use an auxiliary or modal verb. This happens when the question word itself acts as the subject of the sentence. The structure simplifies significantly. WH word plus main verb plus question mark. Check out this example. Who won the game? Here, who is the subject performing the action word. Whose phone rang? Who baptized? This is a crucial exception to the standard rules of question formation in English. Now, we look at negative WH question. When forming a negative WH question, we typically introduce the auxiliary verb do, or does, or did in appropriate tenses. If no other auxiliary or modal verb is present in the positive form. Let's compare positive and negative forms. 1. Positive question without auxiliary. Who wants an ice cream? Which door open? 2. Negative question with auxiliary verb do. Who doesn't want an ice cream? Notice the does not. Which door didn't open? Notice the did not. Finally, let's review various question words in sentences, highlighting their specific function or categories. Who is your best friend? This is used for personal identification. Who invented the telephone? This relates to historical facts or figures. What time is it now? This is clearly asking for time information. What are your hobbies? This asks about personal interest. Now let's move on to practice exercise 1 to test our understanding. This exercise asks us to complete sentences using the correct question word provided in parentheses. The answers are also conveniently provided for self-checking. Is your favorite movie? The answer is what? Do you like? The answer is where. Are you feeling today? The answer is how. Won the match? The answer is who. Did you arrive? The answer is when. This practice helps reinforce the correct association between the type of information sought and the appropriate question word. What are you doing? The word order is wrong. The auxiliary verb or should be placed immediately after the question word what and before the subject you. Should be what are you doing? Where you go yesterday? The sentence is in the past tense yesterday, but it does not use the auxiliary verb did, which is required for simple past tense questions. Should be, where did you go yesterday? To conclude this presentation, let's summarize the key points. Question words are fundamental to effective communication in English. They enable clear, specific inquiries, aiding everyday conversation, interview, or learning process. Proper usage often combined with auxiliary verb like do or is. This brings us to the end of the presentation. Thank you for your attention today.